How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at All 8 Eyes #2. This is a story about giant spiders secretly living in New York and the humans that know and try to hunt them. This is the second issue, and if you remember my review for the first issue, I said it was good, but not great, and is one of those things that I wanted it to just be a little better, and I kind of share that sentiment with the second, although we are seeing the world develop more and become a little more intricate. I did like that. We're introduced to a new character who works for Parks and Recreation, and we get to see a little bit more of how this is covered up, and also we get to see him try to tell one of his friends, and we get to see that, you know, from both a government angle and from a human psychological angle. This story just naturally kind of goes under the radar. People don't want to know, they don't want to face the uncomfortable truth of the giant spiders in New York. And I think that conspiracy angle really does work pretty well. And there is some interesting ideas here and a fun sequence where they explore an abandoned school. I think that's all cool. But like I kind of said with my last issue as well, I did kind of wish there was more direct creature feature moments. There's surprisingly little actual spider slaying going on in this book, and I'm like, you have a story about giant spiders, you have a story that's essentially a creature feature. I do wish this was just a little more action heavy and a little more fun. We are playing it straight and serious, and we do get some good ideas here. I just, you know, we're a comic book. I do kind of wish it was a little more over the top and had a little more levity. But it's still good and good ideas, and I think we might be pacing to get to that direction. One thing I heard, I talked to my local comic book shop guy about this comic, and he said it was actually only going to be 4 issues. Now, the way Dark Horse does a lot of things nowadays is mini 4-issue runs, so it may come back for another run, and it may be called All 8 Eyes with a subtitle. I don't know. But if this was designed and planned to only be a 4-issue story, then I guess I could see the lack of action as a small plot arc set up and then payoff, you know, so I guess I could see it there if we're only doing 4 and we just want to save that all for the end. I don't know, and I am curious where this book's going, and I guess I might as well check it out and see what's up. Anyway, if you guys want to see a little more of this story, I'm going to go ahead and switch to the close-up camera. I'll show you guys a little bit more of the story and a little bit more of the art, but don't worry, I'll be avoiding major spoilers, so I'll try not to go too close to the end or anything like that. No significant spoilers. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and switch to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle, taking a closer look at All 8 Eyes #2. Gotta love that crazy bright logo there. And the cover here is pretty cool. We get these corpses that are turning into jerky, I guess, on a spider's web. And yeah, there's a little smudge from my fingers. I kind of don't like touching this because sadly this is one of those modern horror comics with the bad cheap ink, and I have to keep moving my hands to keep from, you know, because your thumb will stick on there after a while. And we do have the brown spider papers on the back, 00211. Anyway, flip it open, and we get the credits page, same as the first. Script by Steve Foxe, art by Piotr Kowalski, and I'll point it out until it becomes the industry standard. You have enough page here, like all this blank area, you could have given us a previously on. This really needs to be standard. With a whole month between comics, I will continuously advocate 4 previously ons. Anyway, after that, we jump into the comic proper. I'm not going to be doing any major spoilers, but I do want to take some time, analyze it, show you guys a little bit of the story and the art. I'll be avoiding major spoilers, and I'll try not to go too far towards the end. But anyway, we open up with a new character here. She works at the Department of Parks and Recreation, and they found a giant spider, which they put in a trash bag and just dump on the director's desk there. I don't think that's how these things normally go. I don't think you find a weird bug, go straight to the very top and just dump it on his desk. But whatever. He denies that it's a big spider, says, you know, some crazy rich New Yorker had an exotic pet and just let it go and to just incinerate it and forget about it. And she starts to talk to her partner there, and he says he's been in New York a long time, he's old, nothing surprises him, and that he's heard rumors of giant spiders before, but no one at the top wants to talk about it. And I do like we're getting into that conspiracy element. We are getting a third character too. This is her first issue, so it's hard to say how her plot's going to go when she interacts with our duo here. So we'll see what happens with her in the future issues. We then get that 1 month has passed since the beginning of this comic, and the main character is talking with one of his friends, and she doesn't know what's going on, and he tells the story, and we get the sense that a lot of time has passed, and they've gone on several adventures, and how he feels like there's 2 New Yorks, you know, the one that everyone knows, and it's blind to the other one. However, she is, of course, not going to buy it. She thinks, are you trying to be cute? Or is this a cry for help? Are you trying to get money or attention, or what's going on? Or are you just, you know, trying to get something? So she doesn't believe him, and she actually flips out when he's about to take out a giant spider mandible as proof, and walks away, kind of refusing to see it. And that is one of the book's more interesting elements, is that the idea of an uncomfortable truth can be right out there, and people subconsciously will ignore it, you know, coming up with these excuses, but then having the fit and walking away as a way to not acknowledge the truth. Anyway, he goes to see the old homeless guy, and he says some kids were playing in an abandoned school doing graffiti, and they saw a big spider, and they say that's like his white whale. The spider as big as a minivan, the biggest one he's ever seen. He wants to go and kill it, and he says even he has some limitations to his belief. Maybe it wasn't as big as you thought it was, you know, and that was 10 years ago. Could the spider really be alive? And that will cause the old man to get angry, and he says this whole speech about this won't always make sense, and you need to accept that there's going to be some times here that you don't necessarily believe or understand everything that's going on, but you just have to roll with it. And I have to say, this picture of the eye is a really good place to end the speech. And then we get one more page. And that's sort of the thing, is maybe this is conspiracy element here. This panel of the eye, and then going into the next page where the dog barks and kind of snaps them out of it, that would flow really naturally, which makes me think that this page was added in later, because it just doesn't quite fit, and it's also relatively political, so I think they added in this page to give the magazine relevance, you know? But it's like, this is life or death, us or them. And by them, see, like that, us or them, that's the end of the speech there. But he says when I say us, I don't mean yuppies coming in and gentrifying places. Like, I wouldn't think that's what, I mean, unless he's trying to say that that's what he thinks you are. Like, that's not what I was thinking what's going on. And he says, oh, by us, I don't mean these people. And look at that poor homeless woman. Your speech was over, and then you're, yeah, no, this definitely feels like a tacked on page, you know? But anyway, they're going to, of course, go to the abandoned school, and we're going to get some fun scenes exploring an old school. The kids said they were going in there for graffiti, but there really isn't any graffiti in this place. But it's a fun enough, you know, exploring abandoned buildings is always fun. So I do like that segment. Again, though, like, this sets up where, you know, maybe we'll get more action in the third issue, but, you know, I do like that conspiracy element and stuff, but this really isn't, so far, the Monster Slayer book you think it would be. I mean, we had that flashback where it says, oh, and we killed several more spiders. I wish this did have more action, and maybe issue 3 might, but yeah, that is kind of odd that it's cut out, you know. So, another issue that I think is fine, but definitely could have been better, and we'll see where this goes. Like I said earlier, I think it's only a 4-issue miniseries, so maybe you do have to be a little more reserved if you are going to be a shorter thing. So, thinking how that might run in with the plot there and the psychological stuff, it is good, but yeah, I do wish this was a little bit more of a creature feature, you know? So, yeah, once again, it's fine. This book is keeping my interest, but I definitely think, you know, focusing more on the fantastical elements and making this a little bit more action-heavy, it definitely could have helped it, because it does have a street punk vibe to it, and, you know, something like that, it is, you know, street punk, cool art style, you know, think Tank Girl, all the times that swung for the fences, you know. I really wish there was a little more, you know, out there stuff to this, but it does try to be a little serious. I don't know, it's still fine. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping my channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This will probably be my Dark Horse playlist, where you can see my review for issue 1, as well as me talking about other Dark Horse comics there. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.